If they're not taking Spanish until 8th grade, will they still be up to speed with everyone who's taking it?
They are, yes, a great question, Spanish opportunities. Spanish opportunities will be available in 6th and 7th grade as part of the exploratory block. So it will be available 6th, 7th, and 8th grade to them.
8th grade, yeah.
8th grade is an optional group.
And then as far as student to instructor ratio, what do you anticipate that's going to be? Or is it going to be approximately the same as it is?
Well, the advisories when we meet with small groups will be 20 to 1. We'll be responsible for 20 students in the classroom. However, throughout the day, that ratio could change based on as the 6th graders here leave to go to exploratories, that lessens the students that are in the charter at that time. And some of it, well, we still need our prep periods to prepare for the projects and stuff like that, but that will change the ratios throughout the day. But individually responsible for and advisory will be 21.
So, some private schools do a 50 to 1 ratio. The school board and our team decided 20 to 1 is a fair ratio. A fair ratio to work with its model. So it won't have a negative impact on other ratios.
Is there any data available that tells us how children with that program fair education beyond that?
Yeah, and we can actually look locally for that. Appleton has a handful of project-based models, and they've been around for a while. One is Valley New School, one is Appleton Career Academy. The only thing there is those are more high school-based focused, and they do things where they track, are kids denied entrance into colleges? How many kids are going on to college of their choice? And they have all that data, and all their data is at the same or better than their Appleton peers. That's Appleton. Portland doesn't have that data yet. And I think nationally, there are numerous charters that do very well. There are also some charters that don't do as well. And the things that they go to are governance, the level who you have governing, supports, and then also the teachers involved in that. And so one nice thing about this model is that some charter schools, when they come with an idea, a community idea that comes forward, they don't know their teaching staff until the fall of. The three of us have taught in the district. We have varying skill sets, and so we're kind of, you know who your students are working with. There are studies out there. We could put some on here, and they speak more to the high school transitional success, not middle school much. Appleton has a Kaleidoscope charter school, which is similar to this model. So I'm not sure that really answered your question. Tanya?
I have just a facilities question of where these students will be housed in the building.
Yeah, great question. So there's 60 students, and they'll be housed in the former tech ed room and the former family and consumer ed rooms. There are two larger rooms that are right around the corner here. And there'll be a wall that's going to be, part of the wall will be knocked out. And so it's going to have a door passageway between the two. And those are our main spaces. And then a shared space to use would be this space at times too, a shared space, not charter space. So those are the spaces for that. And with the schedule, they're not typical classroom sizes, they're bigger. The time that everyone will be in the classroom together are during advisories, and then this after lunch block and the reading block here. So that's where we're either going to have more in that space or utilize this space. Now this space is not, can't be used during the lunch hour. It's not just a big use
Will computers be in one of those classes?
Computers will be in all the spaces, and then here we'll have a mobile cart that will be able to be used in here with movable tables. So we're looking at every kid at any time will have access to a computer for a project. We didn't say one-to-one. People sometimes say one-to-one, but kids will have we're going to expect kids to use a computer a lot. Thank you.
You know, I didn't think this until just now when you mentioned the charter schools in Appleton. Is there any pros or cons that you see with regards to a charter school and the entrance into universities of your choice? So if you're somebody that's looking at prospective students to come to your college, how do they perceive a child's attendance in a charter school as positive, negative, or indifferent? Are there any statistics with regards to that?
Yeah. we're a little unique because we're a middle school, and then you go to a high school. That was the question. We went to a lot of charters with our school board. So our school board was part of that planning team. And that was the question, one of the first questions is how do they fare? How prepared are they? Do they have choices? And Valley New School, as I said, their students get into this college they apply. They have some going to Wisconsin. They have some going to the schools of their choices. We're not going that route, but Valley New School doesn't have grades at all. And so they have an e-portfolio that they go. And one of the things that we spoke with college admissions people as well at one of our meetings, and they said they come forward with their electronic portfolio as a freshman in addition to their ACT or SAT scores. And that in its own breath shows like, wow, you've done this and then some. So the answer is it doesn't limit them. It does not limit them. If you are pursuing a specific career, you just have to make sure if you're in a high school charter that you're meeting your years of math or years of science or years of language.
The only part of the college application that's different between a charter high school student and a public, charters are public, but a traditional, is the grade transcripts look different. So in the, for some, right, for like Valley New School, they don't have, like you were saying, they don't have grades. So just when they get to the admissions team gets to that part, that's just when they have to review the electronic portfolio instead.
But they have credit hours.
Valley New School, they sometimes 6% placement in the college of choice. So, I have a con for you with that. When I was at, I don't remember if it was Valley New School or the one down in Janesville, I was visiting. And, which one?
Yeah, it was Toggles.
Toggles. I think it was Toggles down in Janesville. They said that a student got into the college of the choice, but then they couldn't get financial aid because there wasn't financial aid required grades. So the advisor just took the rubric and assigned a point to each one and submitted a grade point average based on that. So it was just extra work for the advisor to get that, and then the student got like $20,000 that day. So the financial aid came, but it just took an extra step for the teacher to then assign so like if they had a 4 on the rubric, they just got a grade assigned to that, and then they submitted the GPA based off of there.
And you're leaning towards rubric if you can get the approval from the state. Is that what I understand?
Yeah, rubric makes sense when you're assessing process skills in addition to content skills. And that was a question for the math expert. Dr. Tim, I said, well, math, A, B, C, D, and he's like, Greg, you can do rubric as well. It's just that you have to clearly define what that looks like, and those rubrics are pre-built. And so that's still partially also to find out what parents are thinking about that as well. You know, you kind of know what an A looks like and a B looks like.